Sarah Miller, a talented architect immersed in the vibrant pulse of New York City, began to sense a growing chasm between herself and her husband, Michael Davis.
Michael, an executive at the formidable financial corporation Sterling and Company.
In Midtown Manhattan, increasingly arrived home late, always citing the crushing demands of his work and the pressure of major projects.
Yet, Sarah perceived a subtle, unsettling shift in his demeanor and gestures that belied his explanations.
He grew more guarded with his phone, his casual screen glances becoming furtive, and his business trips suddenly became more frequent and less predictable, sowing seeds of vague yet persistent doubt within Sarah's heart.
At a high-profile company event, Sarah first encountered Emily Chun, a younger, ambitious colleague of Michael's, and instantly felt an inexplicable tension between them.
A strange, unspoken current seemed to hum in the air whenever their paths crossed, leaving Sarah with an unsettling premonition.
The casual lightness that once defined their marital bond began to erode under the weight of these unspoken observations.
Mysterious calls that briefly illuminated Michael's phone screen, followed by hastily deleted messages, only deepened the profound sense of unease that now permeated Sarah's daily existence.
The once familiar comfort of their shared life in the city slowly transmuted into an arena of quiet suspicion and growing apprehension.
Sarah found herself spending more evenings alone in their elegant apartment, the city lights outside offering little solace to her increasingly troubled mind.
Her architectural designs, usually a source of immense focus and passion, now struggled to hold her full attention.
Each late arrival from Michael, each vague excuse, chipped away at the foundation of trust they had built over years.
She tried to dismiss her feelings as overthinking, a common pitfall for those living in the fast-paced, high-stress environment of New York, but the persistent whispers of her intuition refused to be silenced.
The unspoken questions began to manifest in her dreams, haunting her nights with fragmented images and the cold touch of betrayal.
She observed Michael's subtle avoidance of eye contact when discussing his day, a new habit that pierced her with a chilling certainty.
The once open and communicative nature of their relationship had subtly but irrevocably shifted, replaced by an opaque barrier that Sarah desperately wished to penetrate.
Her heart yearned for the return of their former intimacy, yet her mind braced itself for the possibility of a far darker truth.
Unable to endure the gnawing torment of uncertainty any longer, Sarah initiated a clandestine investigation into her husband's activities.
She meticulously scrutinized his call history, searching for patterns or unfamiliar numbers that might betray his secrets.
Her gaze then turned to their joint credit card statements, an often overlooked ledger of daily life.
There, She uncovered a series of unusual expenditures at opulent restaurants and upscale hotels in areas like the Upper West Side, expenses Michael had never mentioned and which did not align with his known business travel schedule.
Driven by a desperate need for answers, Sarah subtly attempted to approach Emily Chen under the guise of friendly acquaintance, seeking to glean any revealing information.
However, Emily consistently maintained a polite yet distinct distance, her demeanor becoming noticeably awkward whenever Michael's name entered their conversations.
Emily's evasiveness only served to amplify Sarah's suspicions, confirming that there was indeed something Emily was trying to conceal.
The young colleague's discomfort was a palpable sign, a silent confirmation of Sarah's worst fears.
One evening, Sarah inadvertently overheard a snippet of Michael's phone conversation, his voice hushed and laced with an unmistakable intimacy.
He used affectionate terms that were unequivocally not meant for his wife, words that sent a cold shiver down Sarah's spine and solidified her burgeoning fear into a stark, undeniable reality.
The sound of his voice, once a source of comfort, now resonated with the devastating resonance of infidelity.
Her heart pounded with a mixture of dread and growing rage.
Following this painful revelation, Sarah began to discreetly follow Michael after his work hours, a clandestine pursuit through the bustling streets of Midtown Manhattan.
Her surveillance led her to a luxurious high-rise apartment building, a sophisticated residence in a prime city location Michael had never once mentioned.
He frequently visited this undisclosed address, his clandestine arrivals and departures painting a vivid picture of a life lived in secret.
Each observation tightened the knot of dread in Sarah's stomach, pushing her closer to a confrontation she knew would shatter their world.
With a steely resolve born from her mounting anguish, Sarah decided to confront the truth head-on.
One late evening, knowing Michael would still be working at Sterling and Company,
she fabricated an excuse about forgetting essential architectural plans at his office.
Her heart hammered against her ribs as she navigated the hushed, near-empty corridors of the financial firm, each step bringing her closer to the precipice of discovery.
The air grew heavy with unspoken premonition as she neared Michael's private office.
Peeking through the partially open door, Sarah's world imploded in a single, devastating moment.
She witnessed Michael and Emily locked in an undeniable intimate embrace within the confines of his office, their betrayal laid bare with brutal clarity.
The sight struck her like a powerful electric shock, sending a wave of dizzying nausea through her and causing her knees to buckle.
For a terrifying second, she felt herself teetering on the brink of collapse, her vision blurring with unshed tears.
Yet, an instinct born of shock and self-preservation allowed her to restrain herself, to prevent her immediate presence from being discovered.
She silently retreated from the doorway, her shattered heart feeling as though it had been ripped from her chest.
The long walk back to their New York City apartment felt like an endless journey through a landscape of broken dreams.
The entire night passed in a torturous haze as she grappled with the crushing weight of betrayal and the looming prospect of a devastating confrontation that would irrevocably alter everything.
As Michael slept soundly beside her in their bed, oblivious to the storm raging within her, Sarah carefully accessed his phone.
She meticulously gathered additional irrefutable evidence, scrolling through a cruel litany of intimate messages and private photographs that confirmed every one of her agonizing suspicions.
This final, painful act of evidence collection solidified her resolve, steeling her for the inevitable and dreadful confrontation that awaited them at dawn.
The weight of proof now rested heavy in her hands, a testament to a love irrevocably broken.
The following morning, the fragile peace of their New York City apartment shattered as Sarah confronted Michael with the undeniable torrent of evidence.
Their once loving home transformed into a desolate battlefield, echoing with the raw sounds of anger and the bitter sting of tears.
Michael, initially taken aback and desperate, vehemently denied the accusations, attempting to deflect Sarah's justifiable fury.
His lies, however, quickly crumbled under the sheer weight of the irrefutable proof Sarah had meticulously gathered.
Cornered and exposed, Michael finally confessed to his affair, his voice laced with a pathetic blend of regret and self-pity.
He cowardly attempted to shift blame, citing the immense pressures of his work at Sterling and Company.
And, in a cruel twist, Sarah's perceived lack of attention, which only intensified her profound pain.
His admission offered no solace, only deepening the agonizing wound of betrayal that now consumed her.
The flimsy excuses served only to fuel her righteous indignation, turning sorrow into a burning inferno.
In the throes of utter despair and incandescent rage, Sarah delivered a chilling ultimatum.
She threatened to expose every sordid detail of his affair to the senior leadership at Sterling and Company,
promising to utterly destroy both Michael's burgeoning career and Emily's professional future.
The words hung heavy in the air, a declaration of war that struck Michael with an icy terror.
He saw his meticulously built life, his reputation, and his entire future crumbling before his very eyes.
Panicked at the imminent loss of everything he held dear, Michael desperately lunged to prevent Sarah from making good on her threat.
A violent, desperate struggle erupted between them near the open balcony of their high-rise apartment.
In the ensuing desperate struggle to prevent her actions, a tragic misstep occurred near the railing.
Michael lost his footing in the heated exchange, plummeting from the high-rise apartment to the ground below, his life ending in a sudden and horrific tragedy.
Michael's death left Sarah forever haunted by the specter of that fateful morning, Emily Chen's career irrevocably ruined, and a family shattered beyond repair, all submerged in the enduring, agonizing pain of betrayal.